If you're not super rich, it's a dumb decision to buy a brand new car, right? Like that's what we've always been told. In fact, if you listen to a lot of financial advisors like Dave Ramsey,
you don't need to buy a new car.
They're gonna rail against buying new cars as like the worst possible financial decision that you can make.
But most of you are just stupid. A stupid thing loses 60 to 70% of its value when you buy a new one in the first 4 years that you drive it. So you turn $30,000 into $11,000 and then scratch your head and wonder why you can't get ahead financially.
And I can appreciate the argument in most situations, but I actually bought a brand new car 5 years ago that I sold last week for more than I paid for it. And in this video, I'm gonna tell you the story. It might just throw a little bit of a wrench in the theory that it's always a bad idea to buy a new car unless you're super rich. Let's get into it. My name's Lane. This is my channel. It's so awesome to have you joining me today. I talk about entrepreneurship, online business, passive income. If you're into that kind of thing, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Let me know in the comments what you think of today's video. And if you have any experience of your car actually appreciating in value. So in 2016, I bought my first ever brand new car. It was a 2016 Ford Explorer XLT. And the sales price on that car was $27,000. I actually still have the original sticker, which I'll show you. This was the sticker. And right here was the price, which was the MSRP at the time, $34,495. Now in those days, this was 5 years ago, cars almost never sold for MSRP unless they were like really rare cars. In this case, it was just a Ford Explorer, so there's no way in 2016 that it's gonna get the full MSRP. So it was actually priced at $27,000. This was actually pretty standard in those days to have $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, $9,000 off MSRP. So I had been doing research at the time on late model 3-row SUVs. I was looking at 2012s, 2013s, 2014. Remember, this was in 2016. And what I was finding is that almost all of those cars at that time were $25,000, $26,000. And I just happened to find this one on cars.com, brand new for $27,000. And I decided to go look at it. My wife and I, we went and we ended up purchasing that car because we both felt like it was a great deal based on everything that we had seen in the market. We drove that car for just a little bit over 5 years, from June of 2016 to October of 2021. So about 5 years and 4 months. The car had 61,000 miles on it when we sold it. We started thinking about getting a new car and selling this one about a year ago. And when we were doing that, I was researching Kelley Blue Book to see what the value was. And just 1 year ago, that car's Kelley Blue Book was between 18 and 21. That was 1 year ago. So when I went to sell it this time, I just thought I'm gonna probably list it for maybe 21,000. And if I'm lucky, I might get 20. Well, I went to Kelley Blue Book just to kind of refresh the numbers and make sure that I was working with accurate numbers. And to my surprise, the new Kelley Blue Book value was no longer 18 to 21,000, it was actually 26 to 28,000 for this exact car. It had increased that much in 1 year. The car was in pretty immaculate condition. We had kept it very clean, had updated maintenance records, never had any issues with it. It truly was a really great car. We just got a different one because we needed a minivan now with the size family that we have. So I was very confident that in this market, someone is going to want that car and it was gonna be a really good car for them to get. So I decided to list it way high and just see if there was any takers. Now, before you blast me in the comments, understand that that's how the free market works. I can list the car, and if somebody wants to buy it, they can buy it. If they feel like it's a fair price and it's a good decision for them, then they'll buy it. And if nobody buys it, I will lower the price until somebody does. So I listed it at $29,900. Now keep in mind, I bought it new for $27,000 5 years ago. So I'm already listing it for $2,900 more than I bought it for new. Cars never appreciate in value, right? Like that's what we've been told. And in normal circumstances, they don't. But in this case, it did. Within 12 hours, I had someone ready to come purchase the car. He came with a person to drive his car back and with cash. Now, before you tell me it's dumb to take cash, I had a counterfeit pen and I knew who he was because I did it on Facebook Marketplace. So a lot of things checked out and I was willing to take the cash. And he bought the car for $27,500, which means that I sold my car for more than I paid for it. So essentially, I drove a brand new Ford Explorer for 5 years for free. Here's where the story gets even cooler. One of the things that he told me is that the reason why he was so eager and willing to buy the car right then and there for $27,500 is because he had recently been looking at a 2018 Ford Explorer, so 2 years newer, and it was listed at a dealership for $26,000. So he goes in there and he says, hey, this is gonna be really cool. I'm gonna buy this car for $26,000. They get to do the paperwork and the dealer says, oh, by the way, we have a $4,500 market adjustment. In addition to that, we have a $2,000 surcharge fee or whatever. So that $26,000 car ended up being about $32,000 when it was all said and done. And then you add taxes and fees out the door, you're looking at about $39,000 for a $26,000 used car. So when he saw mine for $29,900 and he talked me down to $27,500, which was exactly what I wanted to sell it for in the first place, I figured if I could get what I paid for it and maybe just a little bit more, that would be a great deal for me. We both won, we both had a great day, and I took the money to the bank and it all checked out. So the moral of the story is it's not always and forever a terrible decision to buy a brand new car. In this case, I drove a brand new car with a brand new car warranty for 5 years. 3 years of that was factory warranty, a couple years was an extended warranty. Everything was great. The point is the car never broke down, I never had any issues, and we had a really fun car to drive that was reliable and safe. So I know this is an exception, but it's kind of fun that it breaks the rules just a little bit, and it shows that it's not always a bad decision to drive a brand new car. And with the car market crazy like it is right now, with demand super high and supply super low, I'm sure you've got a story to share as well. I'd love to hear about that in the comments. Normally on my channel, we talk about how to start, build, and grow an online business that makes a passive income for you. This is actually how I was able to quit my full-time job and go full-time in my online business, and it's been amazing so far. I'm gonna give you something that actually shows you exactly how to do this. It's totally free. It's my super simple guide to your first $500 online. I really believe if you can make $500 online by sharing your skills and your talents, maybe on YouTube or a podcast, I tell you how to do all of it in this guide. But I think if you can make your first 500 bucks, the sky is truly the limit from there. So go to lanesebring.com/supersimple to pick that up. And right now you can check out this playlist, which has more on passive income and online business. So click right there on that playlist and I'll see you in there and we'll keep hanging out.